Hello, Internet. Extremely sweaty and tired. Hewlett's here for you with another Burn and Learn. So, been a number of days, and feeling awful about not doing it. But kids been sick, and weather, and Jane away, and it's just been kind of crazy. I mean, crazy fun, because let's face it, I'm given a choice, I would much rather Bradlett was at home than not. And he knows it, little jerk. So he's been homesick quite a bit, which has allowed us to have a lot of fun. And then today was snow day, big snow day. So despite some grumbling, we went out and did some snow clearing. A couple of neighbors too, helping out a couple of elderly neighbors and things. So being very terribly neighborly today. And yeah, just a great few days. I'm not sure if he's going to school tomorrow either, because frankly, it's so miserable out there. We were clearing the sidewalk, and the tree outside was cracking because there's so much ice building up on it. So I'm not sure how long we're going to have power or how it's going to go tonight, because apparently it's supposed to get even more coming. So woohoo, Toronto. So I should let you know that this is a Burn and Learn, and a Burn and Learn is my bit to stay alive and fit long enough to raise my amazing son and to enjoy the twilight years of my brilliant, beautiful wife, Jane. I hate exercise. It is so freaking boring. So I like to learn something while I'm doing it, and then I like to share what I learned with you in the sweatiest way possible, thus this great, greasy mess. So back to surveillance capitalism today. I was going to read my friend Crow Scratch's book, but then I realized, you know what? That's something I should do with Bradlett, because he's got this book 3 of his Haunted Library series, and Tales from the Haunted Library. And I've been a terrible friend, and I haven't got to reading it. So I'm going to read it, and I think I'll read it with Bradlett, and then we can actually enjoy it. Oh, look at that. I outlasted my torture device. It's gone to sleep before I did. Yeah, surveillance capitalism today. A couple of amazing things that come up out of it. Last time we spoke, ages ago, I mentioned this shadow text, this shadow document that followed you around. You put something on the web, it created a whole other document basically about you and all the sort of data around that post. And what she's saying is that this imperative to gather as much information as you possibly can reaches a point where it's no longer enough just to know this information. It's to try to predict and then to influence your behavior. So the outcome of this is not to know, is not to be able to predict what you'll do. It is to make you do things. So it's things like, given the information they have, a carefully timed ad or a carefully worded statement in a Facebook post or something that can be used as a trigger based on information that they have about you, which is really, I guess, it's kind of scary. One of the other things she talks about is she says that there's this sort of stratification of society where there's the haves and the have-nots, and the haves are those who can understand this arcane big data and sort of analytical, computational, and artificial intelligence stuff that's going on, which I really take offense at, because I feel like there is, if you want to learn that stuff, that information is out there. I mean, we don't all have the intelligence to truly comprehend all of it. I certainly don't. But the information is there for the taking. So I feel it's unfair to say that they're trying to, create like a priesthood of data scientists when they're doing a very good job of sharing this information because they want to train more people like this. So, I mean, she raises a point that these are very brilliant people who could be working on perhaps more important world issues, but I think that's always been the case with business. It's always been an issue. So, once again, I find myself at odds with the author on this stuff. But again, I must say, I do credit her for some really cool insights of this stuff. She's now moved into this, it's basically the move from the online aggregating of data to the real world now, where the hope is that we can take all of this information from sensors around us and make use of it. And like IBM, for example, is focused on trying to be the, well, in a way, the translator of all that information of the Internet of Things, how to take all that information and make it useful. That's where the things are falling apart right now. So that's why they need to develop artificial intelligence, machine learning, all that kind of stuff, because we just can't process this stuff. So we need now computers to do that for us. So it's just really interesting stuff. And again, it's a book I really, really highly highly recommend, even though I don't always agree with it. It never ceases to to make me think about stuff and brings up stuff that I hadn't considered. So really, really cool stuff. Couple things. First off, what the big, you know, everyone's excited about a snow day. I'm not, because I thought Baz was going to get a snow day at his wimpy new private school. It's not really a wimpy new. I just, they tend to be, it's a little harder for them to do the snow days. They do a lot more snow days than the Toronto District School Board does. But then, and so I thought, oh, he'll get his school will be canceled, and then he was very excited about coming to Tech Terrace with me. But then for the first time in like, I don't know, what is it, 7, 8 years, there was a full citywide snow day. So no school, no Tech Terrace. And I was like, oh man, there's no Tech Terrace. It's actually kind of cute. I got a couple of emails from people saying like, you know, my kid's supposed to be really excited about snow days, but he or she is complaining about the fact that they won't be able to do Tech Terrace. So I too was feeling a little low about not being able to do my Tech Terrace this today. But I've had a lot of fun doing some VFX stuff, and Bratlet has really taken to this streaming thing. And it's an interesting parenting take. I read a great article last night that one of the mums from the swim club shared with me, and it was just this lovely story about a kid with severe disabilities who died, and who left behind this whole, I guess, social scene from World of Warcraft. This whole, you know, all these friends he'd never met and stuff like that, and that his parents didn't know about, and that his parents had actively sort of worked against by trying to regulate his time online. And is it good to be on, you know, games that long and all this kind of stuff, and how sort of sad they were that they hadn't had the opportunity to share that with him. And I feel very lucky because I do get to share a lot of my son's gaming time with him. Last night was a great example of like sort of how it can work. I went up to make dinner, and I said, okay, you stream. So he did a Twitch stream, which I listened to upstairs while I was making dinner, and I would jump on and text a little bit once in a while and stuff. And it was such a great way. It was like, you know, it was sort of Orwellian in that there I was spying on my son, but at the same time, it was a back and forth, and he was very aware that I was there, and it was just it was a great way to sort of be a part of what he was doing while I was getting on with dinner. A delicious, I gotta say, a really nice gnocchi bolognese that I made last night with like grated carrots and stuff. I didn't make it up. It's like literally step by step one of these delivered food things, and they're fantastic. And Jane usually stacks up a bunch of them before she leaves. She's back tomorrow, hopefully. So I thought I better at least have done one night of exercise while she was away, and I got a lot of tidying up to do. Let's just say it's definitely been the boys' club for a little while, and I've got there's probably more chips embedded in the carpet right now than there ever will be. My friend came over today and he didn't even recognize the place. So yeah, so a little bit of cleanup to do, and luckily I've got the lovely Maria and her cleaning skills coming tomorrow, so that should help me out. And it was carefully orchestrated by Jane. She always comes back on a Wednesday, because Wednesday is the day that we have Maria here, so she can always come home to a clean house, knowing that at least Maria will be able to knock it into shape. So anyways, other things, I guess I had a great catch up with Q, really trying to get something going technology-wise for him and his, not for him, but with him and his Cooking with Q, because it's such an extraordinary thing he's doing. I mean, not just because it's him, but I mean, like, the stuff he's doing is just, it's relentless. Like, every day there's new Instagram, and every week is videos, and I just, I know that, you know, I know that you can really get down about numbers and up and downs on YouTube and stuff, but he's just doing an amazing job of stuff, and I'm trying very hard to find some way to make that a little easier for him to get content out there, and maybe even get him some, I don't know, some financial angle on this stuff as well. Anyways, because he's such an interesting fella. So, anyways, hoping to talk to him a little bit more this week, and yeah, using a lot of Red Giant on my visual effects right now, because I just, God, what a freaking amazing software that is. I used it for green screen replacement. I've used it for snow. I've used it for 4K up conversion or whatever it's called, and things I don't even understand. So, in fact, I've got a lot of emails to say, how do you want this footage delivered to you, dear people who work in post-production? So I'm kind of geeking out on that. So there you go. There you have it. There you be. And that is it for me. Until we geek again, sweaty or not, here I come. Cheerio.